was a full-time college student. I attended Nevada State College. I was majoring in criminal justice. I wanted to be a police officer. That was my dream in life. I wanted to work for Metro here in Las Vegas. I was a full-time lifeguard as well at Luxor, the resort and casino on the Strip. I'd go out every weekend like every 20-year-old would. Just happy to be, doing my thing. So that day, it was my boyfriend at the moment. He had taken me out to a nice dinner, and he had asked me to be his girlfriend that night. And then he wanted to go to the Halloween party. To this party, there was a ton of people, and yeah, I remember a fight broke out. So apparently it was, from my understanding, it was gang affiliated. Everyone begins to make their way towards the door, and I remember just hearing the gunshots. I just felt the pressure in my neck. I remember I was just laying there, and I remember telling the police officer, I was like, I'm getting really tired. And he would just tell me, like, stay with me. You have to stay alive. I'm like, you stay awake. Please don't let me die. Please do not let me die. And I was in ICU for about 2 weeks. I had a C-collar on, excruciating pain, and they had just told me I had a spinal cord injury, and it occurred at C7. I think it was a day after surgery. Obviously I'm gonna ask, am I gonna ever walk again? And the nurse practitioner just looked at me and was like, no, you're never gonna walk again. So I just cried. I was sent to Colorado at Craig, where I was there for about 4 months. When I was in Colorado, they did introduce the idea of Driven. I had came back to Vegas, and I was back home, and I just began to attend, regular therapy, OT, PT therapy, not very neural-based, just basically what the insurance would pay for. And then I was like, Mom, there's gotta be something else. I was like, Mom, why don't we look into the place, they had told us about. And I was like, okay, look into it. Then we had looked into it, and, we booked our tour, and as soon as we got there, Mom was like, oh, yeah, this place is similar to Craig. She's like, she's like, we're gonna find a way. Somehow we're gonna find a way to get you here. They brought it up to us that there is financial assistance, and that's what helped me get into Driven. So Driven is like positivity in a box. It gives you a sense of hope. It inspires you. We inspire each other, with our accomplishments. It feels like a family because everyone can put themselves in your position. Everyone understands what you're going through. We all can relate to each other in some way.
I've seen Amber from where she couldn't feel anything from her chest down. Now she's able to feel more. And as a matter of fact, this morning she was telling me, Mom, I think I'm starting to feel more on my left now. So slowly but surely, I've seen a lot of improvements since she's been coming to Driven.
I plan on going back to college and finishing my degree just because I was so close to graduating. And then maybe picking up a different major, maybe in psychology, and becoming a clinical psychologist for disabled people, just because I can relate to them. Yeah, and thank you to everyone who makes Driven possible. just an amazing place. It really is. I can't, the words can't describe how amazing Driven is.
I just focused so hard on my feet. I know.
It gives me a lot of hope. Driven does so much, you know, they change people's lives. They changed my life, that's for sure.